Monster Jam. All right. Give us 1 second. 1 second. All right. Good morning, guys. Come on there. Let's wave at everybody. Good morning, guys. God bless you, each and every one of you. It is a Tele Tuesday, March the 14th, 2023, 20 minutes after the hour. Welcome. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. That's with Cindy J, only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, guys? We're super excited to be here. Chat room is wide open, or you can call in 570-982-6950. We're on YouTube this morning, Facebook, WXIR 100.9 FM, multiple streaming apps soon to come. I figure in the month of May we get back on all those iHeart radios and all that kind of stuff. But we appreciate you guys for listening to the show this morning. We are super excited to be here on this glorious Tuesday morning in these social media, internet streets, and podcast streets. Good morning. This way you get your morning love. But most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Cindy J, God bless you. It's good to see you this morning. You're looking well. Boy, that freaking skin is looking unbelievable this morning. I don't know if you're drinking a lot of water or if it's just the lighting in your crib, but whatever one it is truly working for you this morning. God bless you, young lady. Good to see you. And how are you?
Good morning, Sean. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. We have an amazing show for you today on this Tell It Tuesday. We're going to get started, of course, with a Tell It Tuesday situation where one of our viewers, somebody out there in the internet streets, are asking for our help in solving a problem that they have going on. So we are going to dive into that. We also have front page news with Sunny J, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally, as well as touch on what is going on in these Hollywood streets with Sunny Says. So I want to make sure you all stick around for that.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy J. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear everything that you have to say this morning. I'm super excited. And I'll tell you why before we start. Sean, welcome, guys. Please like and share the Sean Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team
I'm going to share it
on
now.
all media. We truly appreciate you. Cindy, I'll tell you why I'm excited. I just, I'm here in the group in the chat room, and I see our beloved Gregory Young, and he said he snowed in the Poconos, and I want to say something about that. And shout out to our family member DJ Young, and also the Godfather of Solar, Tracy Ray's in the building. Good morning, guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. You already know it's nothing but love. But let me tell you something. So far this winter, which is now into spring because we're going to spring forward with the time, here where I live in Bethlehem, which is only literally about 35 miles from where uh, DJ Young and that is right now in the Pocono area. And guys, if you don't know, we're broadcasting from the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. Uh, we're east of New York. If you go 90 miles eastbound, you'll be in the New York area. But I'll tell you this, good morning, everybody. Especially for me and people that live in this region, we have dodged the snow bullets so far. There's absolutely no snow nowhere around. The younger nut who's just literally 30 miles up the road. He's the younger nut. You out here staying in the Poconos this weekend or for this week? Let me know. He said there's snow up there where he lives. But down here, we don't have no snow. It's very cloudy. It's raining a little bit. So we like on that snow line where uh, we missed the snow by a couple of miles. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't give a damn about no snow this winter. I think we have record low of snow accumulations out here. I'm not a weatherman. I don't give a damn. But what I do know is that we really haven't had a lot of snow now. Let's knock on wood or knock on the table that we don't, we won't get any snow. Um, and you know what? And I know that these kids out here, and I know that we were kids back in the day, of course, and we loved the snow. I don't give a damn if these kids miss the snow. Oh, Drew Tiz, we're gonna mail out your hoodie later today. That was weird that you didn't get your hoodie, man. But we jumped right on it. Uh, I don't know what happened. We definitely did mail it out, but we're on it today. Probably get your hoodie shipped back out tomorrow. So we truly appreciate your patience. I don't give a damn about this snow. A lot of us has been on this earth long enough to where we need a snow break, at least 1 year. I know the kids, they love the snow. And I think about these kids because kids love playing in the snow. I know I did when I was a kid. I know I love playing in the snow when I was a kid. But I don't give a damn about these kids in this snow. The kids have a average. The kids have a longer lifespan than I do. Okay, a 6-year-old kid gonna be around here way long. I'll be gone by the time that 6-year-old kid become an adult. So if the 6-year-old kid misses snow this winter, I don't care because they have more. They have all these years of life. Hopefully that they can enjoy these snowstorms. And let me tell you something. Now I was actually prepared. And young enough, you bring this up before Cindy going to Tell It Tuesdays. This was the first year, guys, that I was going to pay the young man around the corner, teenage kid around the corner, to shovel the snow here in the yard where we live. And hold on, wait a minute. Maybe backstage. Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Cindy, I was just letting everybody know that I didn't give a damn about the snow for these kids this year because we had a limited amount of snow here in the Lehigh Valley. I mean, young enough cities in the Poconos and it's snowing up there, which is really, I guess we're on the snow line because the Poconos only 30 miles up the road from here. I don't give a damn about these kids missing a year of snow. Okay? These kids, they're going to live a long life. There'll be plenty of snowstorms in their lifetime. We need a break from the snow. Now, I was telling these folks that Cindy, this was the first year that I was going to, this was my last year was my last time shoveling snow, CJ. I'm paying the kid around the corner to shovel the snow. Now, I'm proud of myself. At 58 years old, Cindy, I could get out there, shovel the snow, maneuver
Can
the
you?
cars.
Can you?
Yeah, I can, Cindy. I can. Like,
I
I
think I
really
remember
can.
like a couple of years ago, you might have. Did anything happen with your back? Or no, it didn't?
Well, I had a sore back, but I didn't fall or nothing. But
Right.
but see,
Okay.
you always coming with the negative. But Cindy, what I'm saying is I was going out on top. This was going to be my first official winter season without shoveling any snow. I was going to hire somebody to shovel snow.
Wow.
At 58 years old, I think I'm going to give myself a round of applause for that.
Now
And
you
guess
giving
what?
yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, because now check this out. The first year that I resigned from shoveling snow, it's no snow.
Whoa, look at that. Maybe you did it.
But I'm
Maybe
letting you guys know at this elderly age, I have retired from shoveling snow. Okay. And listen, my heart rate's good, my blood pressure's good. You already know, I know my numbers. But Cindy, I'm done with shoveling snow. That's a young man's job. These kids here in the neighborhood, I got the money. Now we could cash app if we want, but I got cold cash money for them, and I'm done with shoveling snow. So that's it.
whoa.
And I feel good about it. I've been living out here, Cindy J, since 2005 when I left my beloved Bronx, the BX borough. And I lived in the Poconos from 2005 to 2013. So we were shoveling snow and contractors were coming over and plowing driveways. And then I stumbled down here to the Lehigh Valley uh, uh, and and I shoveled snow and I was proud of myself. I feel like even though my body's brittled and broken, I still was athletic enough and healthy enough to shovel this snow. But Harvey is done with shoveling snow. But there's no snow, and it's springtime.
There's no snow.
I
Which
can't hear
I'm
you.
actually kind of sad. They said I heard you talking about that. We were supposed to get snow last night and we didn't get anything. They had the whole winter storm warning and everything. And no snow. So that's a little sad. I know people like it, but I feel like we're in the Northeast, like we should get snow. I feel like Buffalo got it all. Buffalo got all the snow for the whole Northeast in that one snowstorm. So, but the Poconos has snow. It's not probably not a lot.
Well,
What did they
DJ
get a
Young and I
lot?
said this. DJ Young and I said he snowed in the Poconos. I don't know what the equivalent of snowed in is from DJ Young and to you and I.
That's not. And you know what I always say? Everybody, especially in the Pocono area. Well, I mean, there are some higher elevations that it can take, but I figure by like the end of the day, you can drive out. Like you can at least make it to the main, like at least the main road. I mean, I don't know. Some of these people live in communities and developments. I don't know what the snowing like is in there. The snow cleanup is like, but the main roads, 209, it's going to be plowed by the end of the day. So you're never really like stuck. Only if you venture too far up.
Yeah, the only thing that's the liability about the snow before we move on. Shout out to my man Blacks is in the building, in the chat room. God bless. It's navigating through like a hill or some, like a curve or the road going in an incline, upcline, downcline, like sliding all over the place. Me, I stay home. I hate driving in the snow. But again, we have no snow and I don't give a damn about it for this season. Kids, y'all can kiss my ass. You get snow next year. Uh, you guys will be
Really?
fine. You're gonna live a long life, of my little kids out there. You'll be fine. Us adults need a break for at least one season
I'm kind of
of not having
sad.
snow.
I want a little snow.
Do you? Do you
Yeah,
really want to lose snow?
I do. I like this. I like the seasons changing. That's one of the reasons why I like the Northeast, and I probably will never move south for a long time or Midwest or anything like that. I like, the seasons changing. So to see only like a coating of snow, like I want to see like little mounds of snow. So I'm a little disappointed, but I'll be fine, I guess. It's the cold. It's been really, really cold. That's what I don't like.
You know what?
Because even
Here-
when it snows, it's still a little warm, a little bit. It's like a little 35, 40 degrees.
All right, this is the deal. And we're gonna move on. Tell it Tuesdays. You heard it first here on the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with Cindy J. God bless you, Sydney. You heard it first right here. I'm making a public announcement right now. I'm officially saying right now to everyone, winter's over and there's no more snow. We're going straight to spring. Let's clap.
I can take that. I guess we're done.
We're done. Okay.
I
All right, City. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Princess Cox No Pause says it ain't over yet. I just said, my friend, it's over.
Everybody always wants to be like, it can snow in April. Like, when was the last time that happened?
And it snows in June, man. Let me tell you something. It's over. And for all you people that sit there and wait for this snowstorm and power going out, because some people really thrive and they get high on bad. People get high on bad news. They want bad news to happen. They want the big snowstorm. They want to report on who died first. Like those people, calm down. It's over. Okay,
Okay. It's over.
Princess, it's over. You talk about it's not over yet. It's done. No snowstorms. There'll be no snow coming to Brooklyn. You'll see it next year or later on this year. There'll be no snow in Brooklyn. There might be snow up in the northern New York area, and we don't care about that. Shout out to those people. You deal
Or
with it.
get out of there. It's
Get
like,
out of North.
move.
If you live in central New York, there might be a problem with that. I don't care about that. But this Brooklyn, New York, Bronx, New York, 5 boroughs out here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, this whole Northeast corridor, I'm making an announcement right now. There'll be no snow. It's over.
Wow. Wow.
Okay? You heard it from your boy.
Okay.
It's done.
It's
Put the
over.
put the shovels away. You wasted your time. Nobody bought no snow equipment, no salt. This All that's at an all-time low right now. They're going to give salt away. You be ready to cook that salt. Put your galoshes away. It's not the spring wear now. Springtime.
Well, listen, you don't got to tell me twice. I can't wait to break out the flip flops. I live for that.
Right.
As soon as spring comes, I'm like, how warm does it have to be for me to wear an open toe sandal right now? Because also we get very limited good weather here because literally by the end of August, it's back to the cold. So we don't get a lot of decent weather. So I try to stretch that flip flop opening as every year it gets earlier and earlier for me.
Right.
Hopefully by the end of March I can break out some open toe sandals.
Right. Well, whoa. You don't have to wait for that for a minute. You have your
What do I
sandals
have to
on.
wait? Come on.
And this is a direct message to my folks that live in the Pocono area. Cindy J and us and myself used to live in the Poconos. We got out of there. Uh,
It was a
yes,
fight. I
it was
made
a
it.
fight. It was a fight for her. It was a fight for Cindy, and it was a flight for Harvey. Uh, to you people that directly live in the Poconos, this is your boy Harvey. Love you guys to death. You know it. Get the hell out of there.
Okay.
It's time to
Yeah.
leave the Poconos, guys. And I got much love for the Poconos. You already know. I used to live there. If you're living in the Poconos right now and it's snowing right now, you might have to do some reevaluation. Go ahead, Cindy.
Um okay, you guys, so you know it's Tell It
Well,
Tuesday
hold on a
and
second. Hold on. When I moved to the Poconos, I thought I was the ish. I shared this story before. I bought that house for $250,000. The house was worth $13,000. Got caught up in that predatory loan. My mortgage was $16,000 a month. There was only two cars in my family. My family couldn't even come out to this house. It
Mm,
snowed. I came from Tremont Avenue in the Bronx, and Morris. I came from Morris Park Avenue and East Tremont Avenue to Marshall Creek in Pennsylvania. Nothing but snow. I couldn't take it. It was terrible. Get your ass
amazing.
out the Pocono. Go ahead, see.
Wow. Okay, so you heard it from Sean first. Get your ass out of the Poconos. If you're snowed in, I'm sorry about that for you. But maybe while you're either waiting for the snow or waiting for the snow clear, we can
Oh,
talk about this Tell
hold
It
on, hold on,
Tuesday.
hold on. Yeah, you're right. You're right. LaShawn Haynes Jones is right. It's a great place to visit.
That's debatable, LaShawn Haynes Jones. That's debatable.
Go ahead, Cindy. I'm sorry for interrupting.
It's okay. One of our listeners had wrote in, and I really do appreciate it. Y'all, please write into me or DM me because I want to try and keep it authentic with people's problems. I mean, I could go scouring the internet, but what fun is that, you know? So here we go. It says, "Good morning, wake up team. I'm having an internal struggle and need some clarity on what I should do. My daughter, who is 15 years old, has just confided in me that her cousin, who is 19 years old, is pregnant. And she wants to wait until her ultrasound appointment to tell all her parents that she's pregnant. Now, let it be noted that she said, now let it be noted the family members that are involved are not directly related to me. They are her father's brother and her, I guess his wife is her stepmother. Now, my daughter said it's a secret and she doesn't want anyone to know, but her cousin lives with her father, stepmother, and three brothers. They just moved into a new house about a year ago and have finally gotten into the groove with how everything's going and gotten their home to where it needs to be. And I just feel like they shouldn't be blindsided by this news, especially since they have been encouraging her to work and find her footing in the world, being as they are not forcing her to go to school or pay bills at this time. Do you think I should tell them, even though I risk losing my child's confidence, because she was sworn to secrecy by her cousin not to say anything? Or should I just leave it alone? Please help.
The 15-year-old don't want to drop a dime on the 19-year-old because the 19-year-old is pregnant. Is that am I on the same page?
Well, it seems like the 15-year-old told her mom or whoever yeah, told her, but she doesn't. But now, with this information, the adult in the situation doesn't know if she should go to the family and drop a dime on the 19-year-old. I mean, the 15-year-old already dropped the dime.
That's what
So
we.
now it's just out there, but this person doesn't want to break the child's confidence because it's going to come back on her eventually.
The 19-year-old is pregnant. The 15-year-old told an adult, and the adult doesn't want to drop a dime on everybody else because the 19-year-old want to keep this a secret. Am I following it?
Yeah.
You say yeah with low confidence.
No, sorry, I was reading the comments while you were talking, so I was half listening, but I
Oh,
believe I
okay,
heard what you
okay.
said.
What are they saying? The ADHD is kicking in. What are they saying in the chat room?
Uh, well, Vanetta was first up. She said, "I'm not saying anything, but since she confided in my daughter, I may have a conversation with the young lady." The Godfather said, "Mind your business," and yeah, that's what I have so far. So I'm divided. I have a mind your business, and Vanetta said that she would speak with the girl herself,
well,
not tell
the
the
ni-
parents, but speak with the girl.
well, the 19-year-old at some point, she's going to keep the baby. Right? I'm assuming she's keeping the baby.
I'm
Uh,
assuming.
so the 19-year-old just need. I mean, it could be horrific. I guess. I mean, I had a child when I was a teenager. Put a number one chat room if you had a child when you was a teenager. I think it's different for guys than girls. For me, um, I I had my first child, Cindy, when I think I was 18 years old. I believe I was very young.
Wow.
And when that happened, I dropped a dime on myself. Uh,
Right, so you needed some help. You were like, look,
I shared with my homies at the time.
why are the
Matter of
homies
fact,
always the first ones? They're not going to
right,
give you any
the
good advice.
homies are the first. Put a number one in the chat if you ever had a child in the chat room or a niece or nephew, whatever. What was the age of? How old were you when you had your first child, Sydney? I was literally 17, going on 18 years old, and I can remember clearly. Before we get back into the 19-year-old, I can remember clearly my ex-wife, had my child, may she rest in peace. We had that conversation. We were 17 years old, and she was pregnant because I had just jumped into vagina, and I was losing my mind. Uh, it was
As
so
if
warm. It was so warm.
we could do without that part. Well, how did your parents take it when you told them?
The vagina was so warm. Uh, see, that's the thing. Before we get back into what this is all about, it depends. See, my ex-wife, her family, they were, let's say, like very, very liberal, very liberal. So, like, there wasn't no pressure on her end because, like, her family was like, whatever it is, it's all good. We got your back.
Right.
So it wasn't one of those, we're disappointed in you and oh my God, you're pregnant. It wasn't that. It was more like, okay, you're pregnant. We all gonna jump into this. We're a village. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna make it work.
Okay,
Right.
that's good. Right.
And on my side of the family, it was almost the same thing because they had so much love for my ex-wife. We were young, of course. We were teenagers when we had the baby. But my parents were okay with it. My father was like a little upset with it, but my mother and my sister, they were fine. And so dropping a dime was easy for me.
Right.
Again, how old were you guys when you had your first? Cindy, how old was you when you had your first child?
I was 21.
Damn, you was old as hell.
I was 21 and I was scared to tell my mom.
Okay, we're gonna get into that in a minute. So I wasn't. No, before we get back in the story, we're gonna get into your host experience. Uh, but for me, it was actually something very easy to deal with the first child. The first child, my son, who's now damn near 40 years old, and who turned out to be a tremendous, productive member of society, a great person. My son is
Yeah,
at
he's
almost 40 years old. So the decision to keep the child was the best decision that we did. I was a young father, of course, but I never had, there was never any fear of dropping a dime. I told the homies, she told her girlfriends at the time. And then we went to our parents and said, listen, we're having this child. And, uh, and that was it. Now, Cindy, before we get back into the story, you said you was 21 years old. Look, Kathy
yeah,
Galveston says she was 17. You were 17 when you had a child, so we was the same age.
yeah.
Uh, Cindy, did I tell you that the vagina was warm back in the day?
Wow. I was 20. Yeah, I was 21. I had just gotten out of school and I had been with my children's father for a while. We had been together at that point like 4 years. And I just felt like because my mom had, really high hopes for me as far as things that
Right. She thought she was going to be a college professor, right? That didn't work.
like as far as things that she wanted me to do. And my father's Trinidadian, so very strict household. Um, but I felt like I was stable enough. I had been living on my own at the time, and me and my children's father was together, and I just felt like, why should I get an abortion when I'm able bodied, I'm fine, we love each other. And so I figured, once I reconciled it with myself, I don't even think I told anybody. I think I told him, and he was pretty much like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I don't know." But when I told my mom, I think I was really going to base my decision on what my mom said. Like, if my mom was devastated and was like, whatever, I probably wouldn't have kept it. But because she was like, well, you're an adult and you'll be fine. And she was just like, it's gonna be really hard work and you have to be dedicated and all of that. She's like, but I'll help you and it'll be fine. So it made me feel better. And so I had loose. And then I kind of, I planned Cam after that because I knew if I had a baby, I wanted my kids to be close in age. So then I had to have the bigger discussion. Like, I do want to have another kid. I didn't want my kid, one to be like 17 and the other one to be like 5. So, I kind of had to make a lot of decisions at that time because I knew I wanted to have another one coming up, in the next couple years after that. So life kind of hit me fast with that. But it is better, when you feel like you have that support behind you, at least for me.
Right.
That's why
Right.
this story is a little, because I understand, but I feel like you're not telling because obviously your parents care about you because they're letting you stay there. They're not making you pay bills or have any real type of responsibility. So they care about what you want to do further. But I feel like when you keep something like that away from them, it's almost like blindsiding them, and I wouldn't want to, I'm the worst at like keeping secrets. Like
Yeah.
I just feel the pressure of having that because I wouldn't want to be the burden of that. Like, could you see it unfold and eventually, they're going to tell you and you're just going to be like, oh, wow. And act like you didn't know. I don't know. That's too much pressure for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of pressure for me. And actually, Andre Felder Sr., my man Jazzy G, from our rap group back in the day, K Connection, he was around when I had my first child. We were all teenagers and we was out there rap stars and rapping and running around in these streets. 21, what is the average age for us African Americans to have a child? Like I said, I was 17, 18 years old when I had my first child. Uh, and it was a smooth transition for me and our families. And because it was the one good thing about it was my uh, my ex-wife, and the mother of my children, she and my family, we were all cool with each other. So it like when we were dating, our families were cool. Like that, we lived right around the corner from each other. It was really a good situation for me, I guess, and for her.
But I
Um,
feel like also, I don't want to say like back then, but your parents,
what are you trying to say?
I don't want to say back then, but I'm going to say it. Back coming
See, that's why the camera
from,
froze up on you.
oh, sorry. Can you see me moving now?
Yeah, because your camera's. I
Our
don't know. What are you doing over there? Go ahead, say it
our
again. You said
parents,
back then, and the camera froze up on you because you about to say something crazy.
back then though, our parents are coming from, because our parents had like kids young and families were started younger back then. So it was a little bit more, I guess, acceptable, because how old were they when they started having kids? You know what I mean? They were younger too. So,
And and you know what? You know what else, Cindy? I didn't feel no way ashamed of myself for having a kid young. I didn't feel any inadequacies about it. It was actually a really good experience because, of course, people are like, you having kids young, you're going to ruin your life. It didn't ruin my life. And my kids are fine today. I had,
when was the last time you asked them, Sean? No,
I spoke to two of them the other day. They were fine. We have great relationship. They're great people. Listen, I had a kid when I was 17, okay? And this the one that's the kid that I had now, which is a grown ass man that freaking smoked Newports. Uh this guy's a good guy.
yeah.
So I mean, some of us wait before we get back into the story. Some of us want to have kids at the appropriate age, and we need to have some financial stability to have kids, which makes sense. It does. But some people that are in that position to have kids that have this financial stability and the right age to have kids, they have these children, and these children are not even productive in society. And some of these kids, not all of them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you could plan out a child, and the child could come out crazy as hell.
Right.
So I think it's all has to do with family structure and how you raise the kid. I think if and yeah, and it takes a village, of course. You can have a child. When I had the child at 17, 18 years old, boy, I mean, everybody came to bat. Like my mom's, my father, her mother, her family. Like we were all raising this child. So I'm just saying, a lot of people run around, they wait till they 25 and 40 years to 25 years old, 6 degrees and all these cars and financial is financially stable in their life. And then the kid come out to be a big giant weed head. That's all I'm saying.
Sean is like, have that baby at 16.
Right. And if
The
I had
earlier
a
the
child,
better.
right, and if one of my child, like if I had a child, right, and my kid was 17, 18, just like me, and they became pregnant and they were saying like I would be, and they want to keep the child, I would be all for it, because how can I be against a person to have a child at 17 or 18 years old when I had one at 17 years old?
Sean, how is that going for you? Are your kids any closer to having kids for you this year than they have been?
I'm never going to be a grandfather, everybody. That's another announcement I like to make. There'll be no snow this year, and Harvey will never be a grandfather, okay? It ain't gonna happen. 5 kids, 4 biological children. Well, 6. I got a bonus son now. I got 6 kids running around here. Uh and no no grands. It's
They're
never
just
gonna
waiting for
happen
the
for me.
right time, Sean. It's okay.
Okay, I'm approaching. I'm in the third quarter of my life. 6 minutes. Basketball, they got like 15 minutes, 12 minutes to each quarter, CJ, in a basketball game. I'm in the
Yeah.
third quarter with 7 minutes left. Okay. So it ain't gonna happen for me. But if
Oh,
I had a child that was, and before we get back into the Tele Tuesdays, guys in the chat room, how would you feel if you had a child and the child was 17 years old or 18 years old and they came home and they said they were pregnant? What are you going to do? How you feel about that? Let's give your thoughts and opinions on that. Cindy, if your child came home at 17 years old
please don't say
and said, I'm
that.
pregnant, I'm pregnant, what's talk to me? What's your thoughts on that?
I would not be happy because I feel like because right now it's especially a very hard time for me. My daughter's at that age, like her friends, like in her phone, I found like her friend group was called like Sex in the City or something like that. Like I just feel like I don't know, or maybe every generation feels like this. Like because kids have hormones and they're hot and heavy and everything is so sexualized, especially on social media and the access they have to it and looking cute. And she's already doing the pictures with the kissy face and all this other stuff. So I feel like it's like right on the horizon. And I'm always like trying to instill in her that these are just temporary feelings caused by hormones and not to give in to them. I feel like I'm constantly talking about sex and how serious it is and, the importance of waiting and making sure that you accomplish what you want to accomplish first, as far as your goals, not even, going to school and things like that, but doing what you want to do before you have to give your life to somebody else, because then it becomes all about this baby and what the baby needs over yours, and all types of things come with childbirth. You could pass away, you could, you know, deal with the economy and how not having enough money and all this other stuff that brings on other things like depression, loneliness if this guy leaves you. Like, I feel like a lot of people, we focus on, babies are blessings and da 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 da, but there's so much other serious stuff that comes with it. So if she were to tell me at 17, at 18 years old that she was pregnant, I would feel very, disappointed.
Damn,
And
damn, see, damn, man, for real, like
I would feel
after
very
drilling
disappointed.
all this information into her, if she becomes pregnant, you're going to be very Are you disappointed in her becoming pregnant, or are you disappointed in her not receiving your message?
I just think
It's one
both.
or the other, Cindy. It can't be both. It's which one is it?
It's
You
both. I'm upset that you didn't, heed to what I'm saying. Either you think I'm lying or you just don't care. And I'm disappointed because you're not gonna have the future I feel like you should have. So it's just but I guess that's all my feelings. These
yeah.
people, when you
So
have babies, they're their own people. Like these, I'm raising, my own people. And there are some people that have kids young, they don't mind it, they love it. They go on to have more kids. They have, 10, 11 kids. So who am I to say what your destination is going to be? But my initial feeling, I know, would be disappointment
well, for
at that
me,
young age.
I hear you. I hear you. For me, I wouldn't be disappointed. Uh, let's all jump into this whole raising this child together. Is there a perfect time to have a child? I say no. Uh, and you have your right to feel the way you feel about this, of course. But Cindy, it's like anything else. People will say that they're disappointed, which they can be, and you have every right to that feeling. But Cindy, God forbid if this happened to your daughter, right? And Cindy, and she has a child, and once you see that child, you know you're gonna go right into Cindy. You have a better chance of being a grandparent first before me. Uh,
I hope not. I hope not.
it's Cindy. It's like anything else. I think once you embrace that child, I think it becomes a village. You raise the child because I think, and I don't know, maybe you want to Google the stats. I don't know. I believe that there's a percentage of young women at the age of 17, 18, and men who have children that also can still have a productive lives. They can still reach their goals, even having a child young. I'm for sure that there are success stories out there with folks having uh, uh, giving childbirth young and still going on with productive lives. Now, whether the relationship evolves with the baby father, the baby mother, whatever, that's a different issue. But I believe that there are some young folks out there. Put a number one chat room if you know. You guys in the chat room, put a number one chat room if you know young folks who've had a child young that are excelling in life today, and doing the right thing, going to school, having a great job, and being a mom or dad. I'm for sure that they're out there. So I share this, Cindy, because boy, I don't want you to be disappointed. I wouldn't wish this to happen to you, but know that your daughter's a very smart, intelligent young lady, and and if that was the case, Cindy, you and the whole family would rally around, Cindy, right? Would you, right? If your daughter had a child, what are you going to do? Are you? Yeah, I know you're going to be. You said that your initial feelings would be disappointment, but Cindy, once the child is here, you got to jump into grandma mode and mold this child into a productive person with principles in their lives and form a great personality, right, Cindy?
Yeah, like I feel like at that time your parents become, like your number one watcher because we want you to go on and continue to, you know, get your life together so that you can continue taking care of your child. So then it's gonna fall on me. I'm trying to enjoy my 40s, okay? Like I'm not. I don't want to be back to changing diapers. Then I would have had kids more on my own. I'm trying to be kid free. You know what I'm saying? But no, I would definitely rally around her and really get in there with her or my son. God forbid, but he's way from that. I feel like he just loves his video games, and I love that. So I feel like I would, of course, I would be there. I'm not that type of parent. I wouldn't leave them and be like, you see, now see what it's like, and kick
Right,
them out there. But it's definitely hard, and I feel like in this society, especially with the way money is and all that types of stuff, like it's just it doesn't like it just I just I feel like though our society, we get so wrapped up in baby showers and how cute it is and all this other stuff that I just feel like people sometimes, especially kids, don't understand the true importance of what they're getting into. I just wish that wasn't part of our anatomy, is having those feelings so young. You know what I mean? But I mean, and speaking from a biological standpoint, it is better to have children younger. So that's
right,
kind of where it's weird as well. When
right.
you're 18 years old, your body is ripe for a baby. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? So
Right.
it's hard.
Well,
But what do
Cindy.
you do about family secrets? Have
All
you
right, we
ever
get back to
told
that.
a
Yeah,
family secret?
we get back to that. Cindy, good luck on your endeavor of not
Please
being
pray for me. Pray for
Cindy. Everybody in chat room pray for Cindy that she doesn't become a grandparent before me. Uh,
please. And I'm gonna start talking to your kids too. I'm gonna be like, so what's going on?
you go ahead and try because I've had that conversation plenty of times. I just don't know. I gave up. I don't even like talking. I don't even like my kids right now. I don't like them. Uh, See, now back to the secret. Yes, everybody needs to drop a dime. If the 19-year-old doesn't want to drop a dime and keep it a secret, and there's only one adult that know, and if I'm that adult because the 15-year-old shared that information with me, at the risk of the relationship with the 19-year-old, I'm dropping a dime because I think that dropping a dime. Remember, that's an old school term from back in the days.
What?
Because it's just too much torture. I mean, will I risk a relationship with the 19-year-old? Yeah, she'll be mad. Will she ever not speak to me again? Hopefully not. But if she doesn't tell, I'm sorry, guys. Harvey's dropping the dime. I'm letting everybody know that the 19-year-old is pregnant. I don't care. I'm gonna put it out there. Listen, Cynthia's pregnant, everybody. She doesn't want to tell you guys. I'm going to let you know. Cynthia, come into the room. Yeah, she's 4 months. It's going down. Uh, I know Cynthia. I know you're mad. I don't know why I keep saying Cynthia. I'm old as hell. That's why Cynthia's an old school name, so I might as well stay with my old school name. Cynthia, I told Aunt Sally and everybody that you're pregnant. So come on into the room. And yeah, I'm telling because why would Cindy, it could be, I can imagine how traumatic it could be for a young person not to share that they're pregnant, living with their parents or whoever they're living with each and every day. That could, like, imagine holding that. It's the equivalent of a gay guy coming out the closet. It's torture. I would assume that if I was pregnant, thank God, if men were pregnant, I would already been on abortion number 37. If I was pregnant, Cindy, I have 8 kids. Trust me, 8 kids, 6 baby mothers. I already know. And all the baby mothers would be in child support. I'll be living lovely with my 8 kids in some house, getting money. I'll be getting money. I'll be a pain in the ass of baby father. It could be so traumatic for a young folk not to share this information, especially like with their beloved mother, family, depending on what their relationship is with their parents. But to go into your room and your stomach's growing and you can't even share this information and you don't know you're wearing baggy clothes, there's a lot going on, you're running. That's why I would tell on Cynthia.
Maybe.
In the risk of the relationship being fractured for a temporary fracture, I would drop a dime because at some
Maybe.
point Cynthia have to do it.
Yeah, I feel like maybe she told her cousin because she knew that the cousin would tell her mom, and then maybe, I'm always thinking people are like inadvertently doing things. Maybe she said that because she wants them to find out, so she doesn't have to tell them. They can just like confront her about it, and she could be like, it kind of takes that sting off. Because I mean, why not tell them? But I think the person doesn't want to lose how their child is going to feel toward them, if it gets out. And maybe they can just have a conversation with their child. Maybe you can let your child know, like, listen, this is situations that you shouldn't keep from people who are taking care of you, basically. And the earlier you can get on top of things like this, the better. It's not, let's wait and see, especially with pregnancy. Like, make sure you're eating correctly, make sure you're getting to the doctor early enough to, get your prenatal prescriptions. Like, are you even making sure you're doing all that? Like, you gotta get in there and get ahead of all of this instead of waiting. So I don't know, I think I'm torn. I think I wouldn't say
So you
anything.
would sit there knowing, like you auntie, and that's your sister, and your
No, if
sister's
it
the
was
mother.
if it
Your
were my
sister.
sister, if
Now,
it
if
were
you
my
was,
sister, I would
yeah,
know.
so you auntie and your niece is pregnant, but she's 18 years old, and you're not even telling your own sister that your daughter's pregnant. You're gonna sit there looking crazy with your bobblehead, y'all talk about everything else, and you're not even dropping the dime on your niece. I'm dropping the dime on my niece. I'm telling my sister, your daughter's pregnant. She's scared to tell you. I'll call you later. Now, let me ask one before we get back into this. I want to ask, let's have some fun. I want to ask the fellas in the chat room, and I just brought this up recently. Fellas, if you are able to be pregnant, men, knowing yourself, if you was able to be pregnant, how many kids would you have? And the second question is, how many abortions would you have if you was pregnant?
Wait, what? I was reading the
Fellas,
comments. What did you say?
fellas, knowing yourself, and you was able to have children, how many abortions would you have? City, give me 38 abortions.
That's not okay.
Fellas, if you was able to have children, how many kids would you have? Cindy, you know how many kids I would have?
How many, Sean?
About 9. Everyone to know.
And the rest would have been aborted?
Yes, 37 abortions, 9 kids. Six
Nine
baby
kids,
mothers.
37 abortions, six baby mamas.
Six baby mothers. Fellas, if you was able to get pregnant, how many babies would you have and how many abortions would you have? Go ahead, say what's more.
I don't even think doctors would approve that many abortions. I don't know what a doctor's line of ethics is, but I don't think that's allowed.
I know. Okay. All jokes aside. See, if I was able to be get pregnant as a man, I would definitely have about 4 kids, and it'd be definitely more. It'd be more than one baby mother. It would definitely be. I would definitely have about 2 or 3 baby mothers if I was able to get. If a woman was able to impregnate me, I would
Right.
have 3 baby mothers and definitely 4 kids.
Okay.
Just knowing my personality.
Right.
Just knowing me, fellas in chat room, if you was able to get pregnant, how many kids would you have, and how many baby mothers would you have? Just knowing yourself. Give me
Just
three
knowing.
baby mothers, 4 kids.
Let me.
Princess Cox, no pause, Black Heart. If you was able to get pregnant, how many kids would you have, literally, and how many baby mothers? Let's knock it off. Let's get real. Because yeah, I would, yeah, Cindy, 4 kids, 3 baby mothers. That would be me.
They they're saying you're crazy. I'm
Of course,
trying
I
to.
am. We already know that.
Prentice Cox is over here talking about how his son is deceptive, and he's already on that type of time. Prentice, have to talk with him, like his mom said. I be telling that to my children's father too. Make sure you talk to him about wrapping it up, but more so about not doing it at all. It's so funny because you want to tell them about safe sex, but you want to reiterate, please do not engage in this activity.
See, but it's different. It's different from women to men. Like us men, first of all, speaking for myself, but I think I echo the same sentiment with the men. Cindy, when our boys, engage in sexual activities for the first time, or they'll become sexually active. I mean, for me, it was almost a sense of pride, Cindy J. When my son was like, "Yes, son, yeah, Dad, I had sex," blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh, you did, man? Oh, man." And he had sex with a woman. He had sex with a woman. Uh,
Was she older than him?
uh,
Should the
well, he didn't have
police
sex
have
with
been
a man.
involved?
No disrespect to my gay folks. I love y'all. But
What?
when my son first came to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I'm having sex," first of all, it was a proud moment for me, Cindy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for you, it might be devastating. Like, oh my God, Luz, you having sex? What's wrong with you? For me, it was like, that's what I'm talking. Who is she? Like, it was a cute little teenager. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Now protect yourself. I had that conversation, but it was almost a sense of pride. It was almost a sense of accomplishment that my son, my oldest son, when I first experienced it, I thought it was. I thought it was really. It was a bipolar reaction than what you would go through. It was almost like we won the championship. It was
Why do you
almost like my
guys
son.
feel like that?
It
Why
was
do you
almost.
feel like it's the prize?
It was almost like my son was picked in the first round draft. And she was a cute teenage girl at back then. And he said, "Dad, yeah, I hit that. We did that." And I was like, "Oh my God." So, we did the hand pound, the gesture, like we did that, the chest bump. I asked him how it was.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
But I think men have different reactions.
Well, maybe they need to change that. And then my daughter won't be praised so much. If men didn't look at sex as some type of badge of honor to walk around with instead of the serious situation that it is. Hello.
I don't know. See? So I want to say
Yeah.
this to all the mothers out there that has daughters. When your daughter had that first sexual encounter, and maybe you and your daughter had that intelligent conversation about it, know that the dude that your daughter had sex with and his peoples and his father, we was popping up champagne and we were celebrating on our end. That's all I'm saying. I'm just giving you the facts.
Yes, that's right. Shout out to B Love at LGL Real Talk. The safest sex is no sex. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you can. It's easy to say that when you're an adult, but when you said when B Love was 17, she was out there doing her thing too. See, it's easy when we're adults. It's a different perspective.
Yes,
I'm
put
just saying,
fear in them. Put fear in
I'm not
them.
putting fear. I'm
Your
not gonna
penis is
put
going to
fear.
fall off. Your penis will fall off if you have sex.
I'm
That's what I'm
not
telling
going
my
to
son.
tell my Cindy. That's funny.
That's what I'm
Cindy,
telling my son.
I'm not Cindy. Don't tell your son that his penis is gonna fall off if he has sex. Don't do
If you
Cindy.
have
Don't do that.
sex with somebody
I'm
that you
not.
do not love
I'm
and you're
not
not
going to.
married, your penis will fall off.
No, no,
It's
no.
happening.
Don't tell your son that. That's gonna really mess his head up. See, I'm not telling none of my men that when my sons don't have sex, your penis gonna fall off. Women are this. They're gonna destroy you. Doom
Yeah,
and gloom. I'm not because then for me, I'm just saying for me, it paints that picture.
I'm
I don't want to
scared.
paint. It's a beautiful canvas, CJ. And I don't want to take the canvas of my child and distort it with this dark, dark paint, dark feelings that can happen if they have sex. If my son,
I want him to think twice before he's standing there, she's right there, it's about to happen, and I want him to be like in his head, oh my God, will my dick fall off? And I
no,
want him to
don't.
put his clothes on and just run out of there.
Oh my God.
Never, never to return again.
Wow. So then, all right. So, Cindy, that's hilarious. So, Cindy, you're doing the doom and gloom with your son? You're telling your son his penis is gonna fall off. What if he's so traumatized that now he's 40 years old and he's like a virgin. Like he doesn't even want nothing to deal with that. How would you feel? How would you feel about that?
You are so healthy. You are so strong. You are a man of discipline. You are the greatest. You are amazing. You made it this far. Look at you. So
So so
proud of
you
you.
so your son's gonna be 40 years old, like working in a blockbuster, like really weird, like Vaseline on his face, like the 40-year-old version, like riding a bicycle to work. Like you want that?
No, that doesn't mean he has to have a. You see, you equate a man not having sex as being a loser.
I
No, he
didn't
could
say
be a
that.
healthy, vibrant. Yeah, come on, a 40-year old working at Blockbusters, riding a bike. You're
But
trying to.
but that's what happened to
You're
men when they parents tell them that their penis is gonna fall off. They get weird like that. You ever see a weird 36-year-old? They're weird like that because their parents told them that their penis is going to fall off if they ever had sex. And then they got the Vaseline on their face. Then the white dudes with the straight hair with the Vaseline with the bumps on the face. Those guys.
It's
I'm
okay.
telling you, Cindy.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna. I haven't really had that talk with him yet, but I will this summer. It's coming. I will put it in his ear, and you know his dad can try to refute me if he wants to, but I'm gonna let him know the best way to make sure it doesn't fall off is to what? That's right, never do it.
Boy, that's going to be a battle between you and the father, boy. Let's see. What else you got? So,
So you
yeah.
guys,
So, do you agree that you would tell on you drop a dime or not? I'm dropping a dime. What are you doing?
oh, that's so hard for me. I think I don't know. I don't know. Because you know me. I'm a big proponent of mind your business because I have gotten burned in the past. But I don't think I would say anything. I don't know. I think I think we should let this unfold. I'm divided. But I hear what you say, Sean. You should say, but I wouldn't want to put my child in a compromising position. And what if my child feels like, oh, mom always tells everything? I'm not going to tell her nothing.
Cindy, you're going to let your beloved niece be pregnant for months and not tell your sister? Because that's basically what this is. I couldn't do it. If my niece was pregnant and she wouldn't tell her mother,
Yeah.
and,
Are
and
you
she didn't and
really?
she didn't tell her mother, I'm gonna tell my sister, listen, your daughter's pregnant. Okay. Sorry.
You're gonna be like, Cynthia,
Cynthia,
are you
Mabel's
gonna
pregnant.
be there for the confrontation, or are you
I
gonna
would say,
leave?
Cynthia, Mabel's pregnant.
You guys, let us know in the chat room what not um let me see. What would you when your son? Oh, they're just talking about how my son would find out. My son would hate me after he finally got some and found out how great it is.
Right. I can't see the chat room. Is the chat room is it active? Are they talking in the chat room?
Yeah, they are. Um, you guys put a one in the chat room if you would tell your brother or sister that your niece is pregnant. Put a two if you wouldn't. But what if, because this woman said that they're not related to her by blood. So this must be her children's father's family. Would you
Doesn't
still
matter
tell?
what doesn't matter if it's blood relations. It's just if they're all close together and they're good friends and they're not sharing this information, I would have a problem with that. And then let's on the flip side of that. What if mom finds out that auntie knew this all the time? Then she gonna look at it like, wait a minute, you knew that my daughter was pregnant for 6 months and didn't tell me? Then that's another can of worms that we have to open up and deal with. No, I'm telling, I'm dropping the dime.
Shawn, drop a dime, Harvey. He's not holding water for nothing.
Dropping the
Well,
dime on shout out to my
she's an adult, you know. She's
is she?
19. She's 19. So it's kind of like you're invading her privacy. But if you don't want nobody to know, you got to keep it to yourself. So maybe you're right. Maybe this person should say something.
Hey
If you
guys,
see
don't forget.
something, say something.
Right. Right. See something, say something. Guys, don't forget, just a few days away, Comedy in Harlem, the 23rd of March. Y'all come on now. Shawn Harvey One Show Wake Up Team. Also, Boogie Blacks is in the building. Cindy JP in the building. Shawn Harvey be in the building. We want you in the building. My man Talent Jr. and the New York King Talent will be in the building. Get your tickets now. Thursday, March the 23rd. That's next week. Come on out to Comedy in Harlem, 508 East 117th Street, New York City. Doors open up at 6, showtime 7. Then, we are here in Eastern Pennsylvania for Sunday Night Laughs at the IMU, 831 South Delaware Drive, Eastern Pennsylvania. Doors open up at 5, showtime 6. Y'all come on out. Let's have a good time. Let's get our laugh on. Go ahead, Cindy. What's going on?
Yes, so I am going to get into a little of the Oscars. Did you watch the Oscars, Shawn?
I watched the first 10 minutes. My wife and I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and that was it.
I know. I wanted to see what Jimmy Kimmel was going to be talking about. And then, of course, he waited until the end to talk about, the slap and all that, which was a little dry, Jimmy. But I guess it was expected. Um, the biggest, the biggest upset for me of the night, because I didn't watch the whole thing, I really just wanted to watch to see Rihanna's performance again, which I thought was a little we could have did without that. I didn't like the way that she sung the song, and to be honest, I gave it a lot of um, I gave it a lot of I didn't care for it in the beginning, but I really I like that song "Lift Me Up." It's a really nice song. It almost makes me want to cry sometimes. But I didn't like the way that she sung it live. But again, she is pregnant. It's not a lot of air coming in there, so kudos to her for doing all. I'm like, girl, why are you giving us the most performances ever now while you're pregnant? You could have been doing all of this before you had these babies, and now you want to be all over the place.
Right.
Anyways, however, fans were in an uproar after Angela Bassett loses Best Supporting Oscar to Jamie Lee Curtis. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis secured the award. Um, Now, Angela Bassett, she was nominated for her second time portrayal of Queen Ramonda in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Her Oscar nomination was for Best Supporting Actress, but as we all know, she didn't take home the win. Instead, Jamie Lee Curtis secured the award for her role in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which is a movie that I never even heard of. And fans online had plenty to say about what the majority are calling a snub. They said they gave Jamie Lee Curtis an Oscar for a movie she was barely in because that stupid industry been ignoring her whole career, only to also ignore Angela Bassett, who was beyond deserving of that award. Um, as for Angela, the actress hasn't publicly commented on her loss. However, there's a trending discussion about her assumed disappointed look when they announced that Jamie Lee Curtis has won. Fans expected Angela to take home the award on Sunday night after she recently won a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress for the same role. Jamie Lee Curtis's Oscar win is the second recent one for her for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Jamie also won the 2023 Screen Actors Guild Awards for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role. And Angela was also nominated for that category for her Queen Ramonda role as well. The loss has also sparked conversations about the Academy Awards voting process. According to their website, most categories receive nominations from members within that line of work. For example, actors nominate actors. After the loss, writer and podcast host Jamel Hill shared screenshots of an Entertainment Weekly interview that highlighted the thoughts of 4 Academy Award voters. They said Angela Bassett's excellence is undeniable, but a reminder of the mentality she was up against in trying to win an Academy Award. Of course, not all voters think this way, but I'm guessing this isn't the only voter that has these kinds of views. Um, so, I mean, I saw her face. She didn't. I mean, the clip is circulating all over social media. She wasn't. She gave like a little, like look, like a closed mouth kind of scowl. She wasn't clapping. She didn't stand up. Jamie Lee Curtis got a standing ovation. She didn't stand up. And I felt like rightfully so. I felt like she should have walked out, to be honest. And she was sitting right in the front row. I just feel like, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, is she a good actress? Maybe that's debatable. I mean, I've only seen her in Halloween movies. Um, is she a better actress than Angela Bassett? L to the no.
Uh,
So, I mean, I was actually really disappointed, and I felt bad for her because I felt like, I don't know. People say, "What can you expect?" Those awards are not for us, but it's
hold on a
really
second.
like
Hold on. Wait a
it's
minute. Wait a
2023.
minute.
Like, come
Angela
on.
Bassett, who's one of our heroes, right? Uh,
Yeah.
she is much loved in our community, and the Babylonians got love for her too. And she's a tremendous actress. And at her age, she's fine as hell. We already know that. How old is she? She's about 60 years old, this woman.
Yeah, she's
Uh,
64.
she's 64. Damn.
You're right.
She's
Body
old.
rocking, everything. Skin
Right.
clear,
So
no
she's
wrinkles.
one of our heroes. But do you really think everyone that an African American was going to get on that stage and win anything this year, comparison to what happened last year? And I think of the tremendous producer and director Will Packer, who bust his ass last year as the first African American to direct the Oscars in this juggernaut of Babylonian, the hamstring show that's just been run by the Babylonians for years. And the one time they gave the mantle over to an African American, Will Smith goes up there and smacks Chris Rock. Come on, brother. That's Cal.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking to myself.
I was like, no, I was like, who was that other grown man in your house?
Right. No, there's not another man in here. Like, that's funny.
You got
Thank you.
a brother husband situation?
Right. Yo, what up, brother? I'm next, son. I'm next. No, it's not. um, and we hand the mantle over, and Will Smith commits a crime on stage. So much so that they had to implement a crises team. You know, white folks had a crises team at the Oscars. What did that look like? I don't know. Boy, I would love to see what did they have on jackets? Did it say CT on it? Were they undercover? I don't know. But because of what happened last year, please note that Will Packer will never be there again, which is unfortunate. And remember last year, all our heroes were there. Tyler Perry was there. Denzel Washington was there. Chris Rock was in the building. Will Smith, and a plethora of all our African American actors and actresses that are our American royalty was in the building to pay homage to Will Packer and all that he did. And then Chris Rock, who, by the way, is banned for 10 years to go into this event. We already know what happened. Smacks Will Smith. Chris Rock. Do you think that the Babylonians will allow our soul sister to jump on stage on that podium to win an award that was deservingly so hers to win? That they gave it to the relic, Jamie Lee Curtis, who, by the way, played a great part in Trading Places. We loved her in that movie. She played the prostitute in the movie. Remember, Cindy?
I didn't see that one, so.
You didn't see Trading Places. See, that's your problem too. That's your problem as well. Put a number one chat room if you've seen Jamie Lee Curtis in Trading Places. She played a tremendous supporting cast in that Eddie Murphy classic movie that should go into the Hall of Fame of movies, whatever that's called. There was no way that this woman should have won this award. Angela Bassett should have won the award. We know that.
Period.
But if you think for one second, I was surprised that they allowed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on that stage when the show opened, because they was trying to limit all the black folks they can, because they was getting non-threatening black folks to go on stage. So if you thought that Angela Bassett was going to win an award on this prestigious stage, what the Babylonians have retaken because they gave the mantle to us and we screwed it up last year. Will Smith, the more I think about it, the more like I really don't want to support this dude. I really don't want to support Will Smith, because the more I think about it, the more I think of the collateral damage that this man has given our community. When within our community, we struggle every day to try not to harm ourselves, kill ourselves, be better people to ourselves. We have racism in the black community. We have animosity in our own community. Okay, we could deal with that. We could deal with that. We could deal with that on a daily basis. But what Will Smith did last year, you can bet your bottom dollar, baby. You could bet your bottom dollar it'll take another 5 years before you see an African American win anything on that stage. You lucky the African Americans were the janitors in the building. You lucky they even let these African Americans in the place. And yes, to have Angela Bassett sit in the front row with the world watching her in her splendor, in her beautiful outfit, and her husband was sitting right next to her, and to just dismiss our queen like this was horrific. But it was going to happen.
No.
Black folks are not going to win an award in the Oscars for the next 5 years. I don't care what movie comes out. Black folks don't even go. Don't even go.
But they gave my thing is that they gave the costume designer, I didn't want to mess up her name. It's Erica something. I want to say Ruth Erica. I'm going to get her name. But she won the award. She's a black woman for best costume design. This is her second year in a row winning best costume design for Black Panther. She's she's the only black woman to win 2 Oscars within like a 2-year time frame or something like that. So I mean, shout out to her, but Black Panther is winning everything from music to costume design, but none of the actors, you can acknowledge them. And Angela Bassett is the first Marvel character to ever be nominated for an Academy Award. And then the woman that was presenting the award, Ariana DeBose from West Side Story, she went viral because she did a song. I think it was at the BBC Awards or something like that. She did this song talking about Angela Bassett did the thing, and it like went viral, this like song. And they had her as the presenter for that award. So you have a woman who made a little song skit about Angela Bassett that went viral, and you have her presenting the award, giving the illusion that Angela Bassett would do the thing, okay, and win this award, and then you have her say Jamie. Like, I just felt like the whole buildup of it was very, they knew what they were doing, and they literally disrespected her in her face. And if I was her, I would have walked the hell out. Like, what does she have to do? Oh, I know what she has to do. She has to play a prostitute. She has to play some kind of drug kingpin. She has to play something below her in order for her to win these Oscars, because that's what happens. All these people, they win Oscars for playing roles that are, that do nothing to uplift us as a people. And I just feel really bad for her.
I don't. A shout out to the costume designer, of course,
Let
Wakanda.
me find her name.
Costume designer, that's a tremendous award, no disrespect. But
Yeah.
Angela Bassett, and then again, Angela, why you got the twist face? Why you didn't stand up, Angela? You should have at
What is she
least
standing up for?
you should have stood up, Angela, and played your position. What you should have did, Angela Bassett, honestly, was not even show up because of what happened last year to Chris Rock. You didn't see Denzel wasn't in the building this year. Tyler Perry wasn't in the building. LeBron James wasn't there. None of our African American guards were in the building this year. So, Angela, you should have been like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to stay home and pay homage to what happened last year. I'm for sure I'm not going to bet my life on it, but I don't think Will Packer was there. They probably got a 300, 500-foot restriction on him. He can't come in the building, period.
He
So
didn't
if,
do
if
anything
that's
wrong.
the case, Angela, why are you even there? Why are you sitting there and subject yourself to this humiliation from the Babylonian? That you know that they were gonna come back and rain terror on the black man this year.
I
You
thought
know that.
because she really thought she was gonna win.
Are you serious? Uh,
And I think she goes every year. I
no,
think she
listen.
goes all the
Our African American gods, our talented actors, and our royalty don't go to the Oscars. It's going to take 3 or 4 years to get that whole smack thing out the way. And then back, as a matter of fact, I like the way Jimmy Kimmel, in his monologue in the beginning, how he dealt with he had little jokes about the smack and he pointed out how if you run on stage, he had all these superheroes in the front stage, Spider-Man back there. I like that. That was cute. But to my beloved African American heroes, let's stay away from the Oscars for about a few more years. Angela Bassett, we love you. I love you. You should have never been in the building. The Wakanda costume designer who won the award. Thank you. Congratulations. You shouldn't even have been there. You could have still won the award without being there.
Ruth Carter,
And
yeah.
that's my thought on it. What happened last year is going to resonate for at least the next couple of years for the Babylonians who run this situation. And can we get Will Packer back? I bet you that will never happen.
I mean, I don't think that I thought that the Oscars last year, I mean, I thought they ran pretty smoothly besides that. Could he
Even Questlove was there this year. I'm like, yo, bro, you Will smacked Chris, and you was winning the next award, and we still can't remember that. Why are you even there? Or
because
are you
people
part
want to
of
get
the Hollywood elite, my friend? Like, really, I didn't. I was kind of weird that Questlove, who we all love, I love Questlove. Who doesn't? Why are you there, bro? Why any one of our African Americans there this year?
So you think that no black people should have went to the Oscars because Chris got slapped last year?
Yes, of
What?
course.
How does that make
Yes,
any sense?
it makes total sense to me
Why would they want to boycott the Oscars because Chris got slapped?
because the Babylonian is not going to allow the African American in the building for the next 2 years. So why show up? If you Angela Bassett not winning this award, prove that to me.
But why put
You
her in
know
the
damn
front
well she
row?
should have won that award.
Why put her in the front row? Like, I felt like it was a setup. Like, why would you do that? And to be honest, she shouldn't have even been nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Like, she carried that film. Like, yes, it was about Nori, but it was about her and what she did. Like, I feel like even putting her in Best Supporting Actress was real low as well. I felt like that was disrespectful.
Boy, as soon as boy, those who fail to remember are doomed to repeat. We just minimize this whole situation. Why the black folk can't be there? Why didn't she win?
She
Why
should have
this
won.
and why that?
She should have won. They were disrespectful.
Or did we disrespect ourselves?
I mean,
Or
we
did
did,
we?
but
Or did we? Or
but
did? Why would Will Smith? Well, that's another issue. Why would he even do, knowing that Will Packer was the producer and the director of the Oscars, the first black of African American man to do this? Just on that alone, why would he behave that way and jeopardize this man? Will Packer's going to be great. He's good. But this could have catapulted the African American directors, the producers, and all other people to excel in the Hollywood community moving forward. But Will Smith stopped all of that for everybody, for all of them. And Angela Bassett paid that price on Sunday night for Will Smith behavior. And that's it. And that's all, folks. And God bless.
well, that's very interesting, Sean. I didn't see it that way, but
The
maybe now
man
it
is
makes
banned
sense.
from 10 years. So what they're saying is he's physically banned from the building. The African American is banned for 5 years.
But they said that he could still be nominated and win. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's
But
never going to happen. What else you got
so
before we go? Guys, put a number one chat room if you're enjoying the show. Put a number two if you're not. We can ready to get out of here in a minute. Go ahead, Cindy.
yeah, so I'm
We'll be
I'm
back tomorrow, guys.
yeah, so I'm sorry to Angela Bassett. I feel bad, but she's still one of the highest. She is the highest paid black actor on television, so I'm sure she'll be fine.
Remember she
Um,
played Tina Turner? Remember?
yes, that was the only other time that she was nominated for an Oscar was back in 1994 for What's Love Got to Do with It. That was her. So this for Black Panther was her second nomination in all these years, and she didn't even win for What's Love Got to Do with It.
She played a great, what a memorable performance in that movie for Angela Bassett, man. Oh,
All of her roles that she does are just, and I watched that show. You guys watched that show 911? She's
no,
in that.
we don't watch that show, Cindy.
It's so good. It's on Fox.
You sound like a Babylonian housewife right now. Black people don't watch that. Put a number one channel if you watch 911. Put a number two if you don't. And here, Cindy, it's so good. It's on the Fox network. What is wrong with you?
I try to support, okay? Maybe that's why I felt so bad because she's in 911 and I watch it all the time. I'm like, how could they do this to my girl? I really like built this love thing with Angela Bassett, so I'm sorry about that girl. Um, let us also see. And in front page news, I have for you. A mother says CPS took her toddler away after a viral TikTok video showed him wrapped from neck down in saran wrap. Um, Savannah Glembin, who is a famous TikToker who boasts a following over 1.1 million and upwards of 42 million likes, choked back tears in a follow up video as she explained that CPS took her son, Gunner, away this week. The viral video in question shows the boy being pushed around while his father, named Hank, wrapped him up on the cling film from the neck down. But her followers were not amused at the stunt, with hundreds of commenters expressing concern about Gunner's well being. Despite the fact that Glenbin said the family was just joking around, she said this was just a funny thing Hank did because Gunner was getting into the stove that day and tried putting a fork in a socket. These are Babylonians. The New York Post reports that the video went viral after a TikToker with the handle Aunt Karen Zero called Glenbin out for what she described as a disturbing content. She said, "I don't understand how putting your toddler in an uncomfortable position is funny and then posting it for views. Not only did you not just do this for your own entertainment, you thought this was going to be everybody's entertainment." Um, Glenbin was contrite about the video and apologized to her fans, calling it the biggest mistake of my life, but noted that the boy was laughing and smiling and out of the plastic in under 5 minutes. The apology video was not well received. Oh, I have to put my light back on. With others criticizing her for saying Gunner was not in harm's way when the clip was filmed. One commenter said the boy appeared scared and looks like he's been crying. She said, "I'm confused because you say he was smiling and happy, but he looks like he's been crying and is exhausted. That baby had some glossy eyes, appeared scared, and for DCFS to take that child for that video alone surprises me. I think there is more to this story."
Wait a minute, she
So,
put plastic over the boy?
yeah, she wrapped him in saran wrap from the neck down. And I guess they were like moving him around. Hold on, let me put the thing on.
And it went viral on TikTok
Over a
for her
million
being
people.
basically being an abusive mother.
Yeah.
Well, I
How do
think
you
that this child should be taken away from this mother for a few days. The state need
what?
to be involved. Yeah, because this is stupid. Then she's gonna make an apology video and then get heavy backlash on that. And everybody's doing everything for the likes. I can't wait till the United States government bans TikTok because we are just out of control with our
That's
narcissism with these folks. Why would you wrap a child in saran wrap? Obviously, the child is under a stressful situation. You film it, you know you dead ass wrong, and then you make an apology video where it gets even worse. Yes, take the child away. The state should take the child away from her. You got video proof what she did, at least for a month. Just to shake this, just to put everything in perspective. People stop doing things for the likes. We do need social media, and it's very interesting. But a lot of us, a lot of people on social media really go overboard with trying to be noticed and trying to be seen and doing everything to for the like. And look what you did. You wrapped your child in saran wrap and you thought it was funny. It's not funny. Like
mm.
the comedian Tony Robbins would say, you need your ass whipped.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think people should really be, I mean, with putting your kids on, um for you have to be careful when you're putting your kids on social media because there are a lot of people who have opinions on how people raise their kids. I mean, I always feel like that. I always like to keep my kids off social media. I feel like, you know, I want them to make their own digital footprint themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I need to be the one making that for them, or what I choose that I think is funny, them having to be subjected to that, because they could grow up and be like, why did you put this online? I didn't, I don't like this, or however they feel, you know what I mean? So I think we have to be mindful of that. I just like to post, like pictures, family pictures, and keep it like that. Like, I don't want to live stream my kid doing whatever or anything like that. And you never know. And people always have an opinion. And I don't want to hear what they have to say about what I do with my child. I mean, I feel like a lot of people put their child out there, and then when they receive how it's not received well, or they don't get the reaction they thought they would get, they get upset about it. And it's like, well, why are you even putting your family in a vulnerable position like that?
Right.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Well, because young lady, you do have some sense. You see the bigger picture instead of the instant gratification of the like, and you have compassion for your children. Boy, can we say that? And that's why you don't do these type of things. But there are other people who really just uh, will do anything for to be noticed by anybody. Uh, and not only that, TikTok and social media, you should ban people for doing that. So they should just straight ban them for life.
So yeah, ban that content, change the algorithm. If it has, yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you're not old enough to be on TikTok until you're 12 or 14, then they shouldn't allow people younger than that to be on the app or exploited. Like, you can ban that too. Like, I don't understand. How can a child be on there if you don't allow children on there at a certain age? So
Exactly. All right.
we'll see where that goes.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. So put a number one chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number two if you didn't. Cindy, you get the last word. This was a great show today. I got to run to the post office. See, God bless everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show and Wake Up Team with Cindy J. Thanks so much for viewing the show. Special shout out to 100.9 FM in Rochester, New York. We truly appreciate you guys as well. And thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow, God willing, and God bless. Cindy, the last word is up to you, young lady. Anything you'd like to say to the listeners?
No, nothing I'd like to say, you guys. If you're up here in the Northeast area, stay warm. If not, enjoy the weather.
Okay.
That's all I
Yeah,
have to
that's it, Cindy. Jesus Christ. Where's Miko at? Miko always got like this profound kind of last word thing. You're like, just we see you tomorrow.
Yep, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, guys. God bless you. We are out of here. We see you guys tomorrow.
Bye. See you later.